Hello internet friends, welcome to this little vlog, this little talk, this little chat about what I'm doing on YouTube at the minute. I wanted to do this video for all those people who've been watching me for however long you've been watching, years. It could be years at this point. Maybe you've been watching since I was doing those Skyrim videos and stuff. I've been doing some really hard thinking about YouTube and what to make of this YouTube channel that I've been sporadically doing videos for over 4 years now. So that's what this video is about. Hope it's of interest to you. It's probably only of interest to people who've watched some of my videos in the past, so it's for you guys really. But over the last a couple of months, you may have noticed my videos have become a little bit sporadic. The conventional wisdom on YouTube is that you kind of focus in on one game, and that's how you grow an audience, and that's how people follow you. And I found that to be the case. First of all, on my channel, it was Skyrim. I got a lot of viewers through doing long-running role-play series in playing characters in Skyrim. And then more lately, they say like transitioned, but to another game, but I didn't really. I just felt I'd done everything I could do in Skyrim and started playing Star Wars Galaxies again, and then thought I'd do some videos about it. It was not a calculated thing, but that kind of worked as well. People watched those videos, so I've become known something like for Star Wars Galaxies YouTuber. But, you know, I'm coming to the point again where I feel like I've done a lot of videos about that game and I'm kind of struggling to find new things to say about it. Don't worry, however, just as with Skyrim, as with my favourite games, and it will be true with Star Wars Galaxies, I'm not going to stop doing videos about that. However, after doing it for such a long time, it's hard to, it's just like any game. You can't play any game forever. That being the case, what can I do with this YouTube channel? I don't really want to pick a new game and say that's going to be my game that I'm going to play on YouTube and hope to get a new kind of audience that's going to come in, because, well, frankly, some of the people who are here for Star Wars Galaxies or know me from my Skyrim videos might not enjoy that new game. And suddenly you've lost the interest of all those people. There's that to think about. I don't want that to happen. I want to do something that's a variety of things that might be of interest to people who are just here for a specific game. You know, they try out new games. But ultimately, all those think things that you think about when you're doing a YouTube channel, I think ultimately it comes down to where you're at, what you feel like doing. And one thing I've not done for an awful long time is just play games, because the compulsion is always to share what you're doing on YouTube, and that can become a bit of a bind sometimes. You don't want to, every time you're playing a game, you're thinking, how am I going to turn this footage into a video? And that can spoil the game. So I'm thinking about how can I play games but also do videos about them on a fairly regular basis. How can I have my cake and eat it, basically? And I came up with this idea, which is not going to sound particularly revolutionary whatsoever. And that is to play games, not make videos about them, and then after having played the game, make a video about it. There's a word for something for that. That's called a review. I could play games and talk about my impressions of those games. It's taken me, how long has it taken me to figure that out? Well, I've been thinking hard about it for the past month. What am I going to do? But it is taking into account some of the things that I find, like I don't always want to stream. And sometimes if it's a particularly story-based game, for instance, or it's a blind playthrough in particular, I don't necessarily always want to share that with an audience, because you have your eye half on the game, half on the audience, and I want to concentrate on the game. So I don't want to stream things all the time. But I also want to be producing content for people. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do. So as I say, don't worry, I'm not changing my you know, like I'm not changing or anything like that. I'm just doing what I feel like doing, and that's always worked for me in one way or another. it's panned out in the end. And I'm hoping that those people who are hardcore Star Wars fans and they want to see nothing but Star Wars Galaxies, and if you're not doing Star Wars Galaxies, then I'm not interested. And other people who are like the Skyrim people, you know, that they'll be interested in other games. I've always been someone who's an eclectic gamer. I play all kinds of things, and I like to try new things. I like to go back to old things that I may have missed. On that topic, the first step in me doing this is I've played through Mass Effect, which is a game that the original, well, the Legendary Edition, which is remastered versions of all three Mass Effects. I bought that, and I played through the first remaster, the original Mass Effect remastered. It's a game that I missed, so that's been like my project for my video. Instead of spending 3 days editing, making a video, I've spent 3 days playing Mass Effect, and now I've got something to talk about at the end of playing it. And after I finish waffling to you guys now, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my Mass Effect impressions review, and I hope that's going to be interesting for people. I like talking about games. I like playing them. I like talking about them, and I want to do both. And I also want to make videos. So this is a way that I initially thinking that I could proceed. And, you know, I can play new games as well. Like I'm playing through The Ascent, which is like a Diablo style cyberpunk action adventure game that's and just the idea that I don't have to think about making content from it other than just enjoy the game, experience the game, and then as you're playing, be thinking of things, collect your thoughts, and then make a video for people. I'm going to try it anyway, so don't worry. Like you see, like was it last weekend now? I'm always covering like news to do with Star Wars Galaxies. I'm not going to stop doing that, and when things come up, like Raph Koster's GDC talk, you know, covering, but those are the kinds of videos I tend to be doing about Star Wars Galaxies at the minute, not hardcore playing the game, because I'm not hardcore playing the game anymore. I've done a lot of what I want to do with the characters, but I'm still very interested in Star Wars Galaxies, still very interested in the people who made it, the people who are still making it, the emulation teams, what's going on in the emulation scene. So I'm always keeping an ear out for that, and like when something crops up like the smuggler changes for Legends, I'll cover it and make sure people know about it, those people who don't watch as closely as some of us do. But yeah, this is just some way for me to be doing those videos that I love, and I want to experience new games. I don't want to be playing the same game and always harking back to old games. I love when games like the Mass Effect get remastered and you can kind of experience them right now, and kind of similar to Star Wars Galaxy's Legends, really, isn't it? Because they're adding a lot of new stuff to a classic game, so it's in that vein. Anyway, thank you for the support. I hope you'll stick around. All you guys that have been with me for a while, thank you. And I promise I'm going to try and make some semi-regular content about video games. I've even thought about doing some like video game topics, just talking about a topic. I even thought about talking about the whole thing going on with Blizzard, and then because MMOs, there's a connection there with Star Wars Galaxies, but then I was thinking, well, what can I really add that hasn't been said already? When it's talking about your experience of a game, your impressions, like whether you liked it or not, I feel like I'm at least on a little bit firmer ground there. When I think about giving my thoughts on a gaming topic, like monetization springs to mind, microtransactions, talking that through and giving my thoughts online, I always wonder, I'm one of those people, and even doing the reviews kind of worries me. It's like I don't necessarily always feel like just sharing my opinion out in the world, like on Twitter. I don't use Twitter very much other than to just say hello to people or point people to a video that I've made, and therefore I probably don't use it very effectively. But it doesn't come, I don't feel like sharing random thoughts much, therefore it's like, why am I doing reviews? And I'm thinking, well, if you don't think of them like a review, just think about giving an opinion that might inform someone who's interested in that game. So instead of critique, I will critique, but it'll be more like, this is just my opinion and it might inform other people who are thinking of spending money on a game. And so that works better in my head. And anyway, bringing it back to what I was saying a moment ago about topics, that's why I'd love to cover gaming news and stuff, but it always seems like people are doing a much better job of that than I can, and are much better at talking about it. So I mean, maybe I think for now just stick with playing games and talking about the actual specific game is probably the best and what I can offer. Anyway, thank you for me. I really waffled towards the end there. I'm sorry about that. A lot of stuff is just going through my head, and very like busy at the minute, and lots of stuff going on. So I'm trying to think about the YouTube in connection with it. But I think this is a good way to go. We'll see how it goes. I hope you'll stick around. I'm not abandoning any of the games that I love. I'm just broadening things out to include other games at this stage. So I'll see you for that Mass Effect thing. I want to talk about it now. So I'm going to get on and do that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Like and sub. All right. See you later. Bye.